So we now know who Jaron Boots Ennis is fighting in his debut at 154. All those four names that we spoke about before, scrap all of them. He's going with a 15-fight novice, 14 wins, 1 loss, 10 knockouts, Uisma Lima. The one loss he had was to Aaron McKenna, who is an up-and-coming Donny. I think he's with Frank. I'm not 100% sure if he's with Frank Warren, but I know he's up-and-coming new Donny. I've only really found out about Aaron McKenna lately. He's a middleweight. They fought at middleweight. I've never heard of Uisma Lima. Never heard of him before in life. But he's from Angola. He lives in Portugal. Let's see what's going on. You better really beat him up. You better really beat up this guy. He's fought as low as welterweight, well, just above the welterweight limit at 151 about 3 fights ago. He fought at this weight class against an unknown opponent in Germany. He lost to Aaron in York Hall, so that was a small hall show. Last summer, June the 16th. At the end of the day, the reason why I'm so harsh with Boots and who he's fighting and stuff like this is because I've always thought that guys should fight for a title. They should have at least 20 pro fights before they fight for a title. Jaron Boots Ennis is 34-0. 30 knockouts. He's had double the knockouts that this guy's had fights. Do you understand? He's had double the knockouts that this Uisma Lima has had fights. He's never fought a champion. When you look at Ennis's record as a 34-0 guy, after 34 fights, you must fight somebody of some worth. Elmantis Stanlionis is probably the biggest and best name on his record, and Elmantis Stanlionis is nothing but a contender, 15-fight novice himself. He never had no great amateur career. He had a decent amateur career, but 15-fight novice. He was 15-0 when he fought Jaron Ennis, and Jaron was 33-0. And he's fighting these guys. Eddie took you on, tried to better your career. You was over there with Showtime and they made you fight 30 journeymen, 30 guys that were brought up to your weight class that had no status apart from maybe Sergey Lipin yet. He done bits at 140, and Chris Van Heerden, who was really just another contender at welterweight. Those were the biggest names that you could get when you was over there at Showtime. You've come over to Eddie Hearn, who signed you trying to get you big fights. And to be fair to you, at the time, Terence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. were the champions, and you weren't going to get a fight because they were going to unify. He got you to fight the contenders. You then got a belt handed to you. You defended it against mandatories, which you're supposed to. The other belts were fragmented. You did get the belt from Elmantis Stanlionis. You didn't want to unify because you said you're getting too big. But now you're 34-0, so you're moving up, but you're at a level where you've been a unified champion. Even though it was by default, you was a unified champion. Now you've gone up in weight. You need to either fight a champion or fight a top contender. I'm not saying that you're supposed to fight Virgil Ortiz. I don't really care about if we fight Virgil Ortiz or not. I mean, he hasn't got that great a resume himself. That's something else we'll talk about in another video. You're supposed to fight someone of some note up there at 154. And where you're not, you're actually going on like you're still a baby in this game. Like you're still in your nappies. You better go and beat up this guy. Do you understand? It's at your house, Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia. That's your ends, that's your home. You better go and beat him up, and beat him up properly. And we better see you fight someone else. I think this is some sort of eliminator. Somehow, some way, the governing bodies have made this be some sort of eliminator. I think it may be WBA or something like this. WBO, WBA, some sort of eliminator in one of those weight classes. Okay? And I believe it's the WBA because you're second in the WBA rank standings and Uisma Lima is 10th. So somehow this is the eliminator. He's top 10, 2 guys fighting in the top 10, class as an eliminator. Cool, that's fine. I mean, whatever, man. To be fair, it could be a WBC eliminator. Jaron's at number 1 in WBC and Uisma Lima is number 9. So it could be an eliminator there as well. To be fair, I don't even really care. This is whack. It's whack. I expect more from Boots, but he's going to have this fight. No one asked for this fight. No one cares for this fight, but he's going to have the fight anyway in Philly. Okay? Cool. Let's see what happens. The fight is booked for Saturday the 11th of October. So it's the only fight he's going to have this year. He's not going to fight anybody of any note until next year. So let's see how it goes. Saturday the 11th of October, Jaron Ennis against Uisma Lima. We'll see what the undercard is like. I know it's an Eddie Hearn show, Matchroom USA business. I'll see you guys in the next video. Yo, Puss in Boots.